Hey guys, I'm Core Ross and welcome to my tutorial for Tarkov that's made from the perspective of a newbie in this game. And the reason for this is twofold. So first off, I watched tutorials when getting into this game and they were all from like the big streamers who've been playing this game for years, and I feel like they just totally glossed over some really important stuff that I needed to know, and they didn't really explain it well to me in their tutorials. So I want to hopefully cover the bases better in this video. Also, every tutorial video said buy the most expensive version of the game because you'll have more inventory space, and it definitely is pay to win. But I wanted to make a tutorial from the standard edition version of the game point of view because of course I think that's where you should jump in. You can always do an upgrade later to the bigger version, but I kind of like the difficulty multiplier that it actually brings to the game because you've got a smaller stash to play with. So let's jump into this. When you boot up Escape from Tarkov, you're going to have two options to choose from. This is your faction choice, either Bear or USEC. Now USEC, they're going to have their stash filled with NATO weapons for you to use, or you're going to have the Bear, which has Russian style weapons for you to use. Now it doesn't really matter because as a new player in this game, you're probably going to end up losing all your guns because you're going to die. So don't worry too much about that. And the other things is that there'll be some NPCs in the game who will behave differently to each faction. For the most part, again, as a newbie, that's not going to take much of a precedence. So I'm going to play USEC here, and that's because my friends are also playing that faction. You can then customize your face and your voice, and this doesn't really have much of an impact, so, just pick whatever and then get going. I think we'll just go for this dude. And this is the main menu. You'll notice a big button here saying Escape from Tarkov. Click on that. You've got two options. You've got the Scav. Now this is short for Scavenger. So this is a randomly generated character, and you can go in, get loot, and actually evac, and it goes then to your main character. So you actually get to keep that loot. And then this is your main character, which is the PMC, or Private Military Company. You'll notice that they are a bit more military in looking, like with camo on their arms and legs, whereas the Scav can be more casual looking, can even have bright colors, but it's very hard sometimes to differentiate, and sometimes you will see a Scav with like camo legs, camo arms and stuff like that, so it can be difficult to figure out who is who. But if we go to character, this here is my PMC, and this is what he's equipped with. This is the stash here, and this is what I'm going to tell you. So Tarkov is not a first-person shooter to begin with. It is a resource management game, and it's very much about managing risk, because everything you can see here, we're probably going to end up losing a big chunk of it as we get to know this game, and you're going to spend maybe 10% of your time in the game actually running around, maybe 1% of it actually firing your gun. The rest of the time is messing around with your inventory and managing your money and your bullets, your weapons, your mods, all of that, and of course your stash. So the standard edition of the game comes with just this amount of stash room, not much at all, and as such it is more difficult. The more expensive version is definitely set up to look better because it is pay to win, but of course in this series of videos we're going to be running with the standard edition of the game. This also means we have this tiny little pouch here, which is great because we can actually put stuff in here, and even if we die in a raid, whatever we have in here we get out. But of course it's tiny. The bigger edition has a way larger pouch. But right now we're not going to bother about this character, because if we go in right now with all this stuff, if we die, we end up losing it all. We want to actually go back to the main menu, and we're just going to do a run with the Scav here. And we're at the start of a brand new wipe. So this is a brand new patch, brand new update, and we're going to be jumping into Shoreline. So there's plenty of maps here. I've played quite a few of them now. So Factory is like a high risk, high reward map. You've got Woods, which is kind of medium risk, medium rewards. You've got Streets of Tarkov, which is very high risk, high rewards as well. But I like Shoreline because it's kind of like a medium kind of risk and reward. And I've been able to learn it quite well and quite quickly because it's not too big, but it's also big enough that you don't run into people constantly or something like that. So what I'm going to be doing, and this is my kind of tip here for you as a brand new player, is to jump in with a Scav when it's dark, because there's less people who play that. Now, when you first get this game, you may want to pick daytime, because that way you can learn the maps, because that's something you're going to have to do as well. But let's ready up and let's jump into our first game with a Scav, and we get this randomly generated weapon, and this guy can get stuff out for our main character. But we may also die as well, so of course we'll see how it goes. And I'll let you know And I'll put a video clips in here if I get killed a bunch of times on different runs or whatever, you can see. But this is the first run of a brand new wipe. We'll see how this goes. And be noted that if we're successful or not with this scav, there's a 25-minute cooldown between additional scav runs. And that can be reduced with different stuff over time, but that's a lot further into the game. Now, while we load up into our game or matchmake, which is also probably going to take longer than the actual time we're in this raid, because the matchmaking is pretty slow as well. But with our scav here, there's a bunch of stuff to remember. So there's a reputation system. So as a scav, we do not want to kill other scavs, even if they decide to shoot us, because other players can be running on the scavs. And if they start shooting us, I'm not going to shoot back because I do not want to put my reputation down. The reason for that, as your scav reputation goes up over time, your actual loot that you spawn with goes up as well. So you can end up with better weapons, better loot on your character as the scav. And of course, over the entirety of a wipe, which might be like 6 months, that's going to be way more lucrative to have a better equipped scav every time. Another thing to note is you're going to need to have some third-party stuff that you can look at. So first of all, this game doesn't have any maps. So if you spawn in for your first ever wipe and you've not done any research, you're going to have no clue how to actually evac from that map and get your stuff out. So you need to have on either a different display or a phone or a tablet, you're going to have third-party websites up that have the maps that show you where things are. And I'm going to have 3 different ones linked below, because there is one that's really good, has a nice UI, but some of the maps are behind a paywall. Then there's another one that has all the maps available, but the UI is not quite as good. And then there's another one that's really good. It's a guy that makes 3D versions of the maps, which is really handy for finding out how to get around maps to begin with, because it shows like different stuff that we can then use to locate ourselves. All right, here we are. We're now in game. So the first thing we got to do is figure out where we are. Now, like I say, I've been playing this at night now, so I have been getting good at figuring out. So I know exactly where we are. We're the bunker over here, and there's actually some loot. And we're gonna check by tapping double O. We can see our extracts. All the ones listed are available, unless they have question marks. That means we need to visually see them. So we got road to customs, ruined road, and the other one dead end. So I'm gonna take road to customs, and that'll take us along the map, and that's how we're gonna do it. If we tap 0 again, you can see we're 31 minutes left in this raid. Now that's important. So somebody's a loot crate here. It's not here today, so we're going to keep moving. So this raid is we're like 40 odd minutes, and that was gunfire behind us. We're heading away from that. So a raid in this map is, somewhere in the region of like 40, 45 minutes. But you'll notice that we have spawned in at the 30-minute mark. That's because the scavs actually spawn in later. So I pop in later in the game. You can also see I have randomly generated stamina for this character too, which is terrible. So you'll notice that green bar there, which is very, very low. And it's slowly coming back up. So this scav basically can't run. If we get into trouble, I'm dead. There's also AI controlled scavs out here too. And in this wipe, they've been given quite a big upgrade. They are going to be a bit more aggressive and kind of not exactly smart, but they are going to be much more dangerous to the PMCs. You can see we literally just have a gun, a knife, no body armor, nothing. Right, we're going to be grabbing all this stuff. Now you can press control, and I'll just slap it right into stuff, but I'm just trying to keep these 1 slots out of my backpack right now. And one of the biggest updates to this version of the game is randomly placed loot. So there would normally be a bag here, but there is none. So yeah, the loot is a little bit different this time. Now, like I say, the third-party websites, they'll have all the different locations you need to go to. They'll show where loot is, they'll show where spawn points are and evac points. So there's another evac point over there, but we do not have that. So we can't leave by that. Right, so what I'm looking for to see if we've got here is a little hidden cache, which is under here. You'll see this tree here doesn't have any branches in the bottom half. And the tree to the right of it, oh, it's just gone real dark here. There can be a loot container here, and it's camouflaged. So I'm going to see if we can find it. And it may not be here. This patch, because it's randomized now, there literally might not be a cache here at all. But this one I find to be very lucrative, so I'm gonna give myself a chance. Oh, we found it, okay. Yeah, this can be absolutely packed with stuff and it's empty. God damn it, someone's probably been here already. Right, so we're gonna continue. Now, like I say, the reason we're doing this at night, for me anyway, is that I feel like it's safer. Like I have more successful raids as a scav. So we're hearing gunfire. When I first got this game, I totally went towards gunfire. I thought, ooh, get involved. And it's the worst choice you can make as a new player. Like I say, this is not a first-person shooter to begin with when you get it. This is a resource management game and a risk management game. You do not want to be going towards gunfire. However, this is the way to get to the evac, so we're going to have to go at least this direction. Hopefully, that gunfire wasn't too far away. That's our next potential loot location. 2 big boxes can spawn in there. And with this patch, there may be or may not be loot in this building. There may also be enemies. So while we approach here, I can use the mouse wheel to slow myself down. And I can make a lot less noise. But because it's at night, the crickets actually make a lot of noise. So I can safely move at this speed and people won't hear me. Doesn't mean they won't see me though. And I can see 1 crate for sure. It might actually be both the crates are in here. This could be very good for loot for me. I'm going to make a lot of wood noise as I walk across this floor now. Alright. The good thing as well about a brand new wipe is no one has night vision goggles yet. Okay, that's good. Oh, we can't put it on though. Because we got this. So we do have, but this counts as body armor as well as it holds ammo. Damn. Because we literally don't have room for that. I want to take that back with me, that toolkit. Well, that sucks. That's a bunch of money we could have had. What the heck is this? This is level 4. I have to take that. I do. Let me just check this. This is level 4. Oh, never mind. I'm not bothering. We've already got level 4. Okay. Oh, man. So, this is another thing about this game. You can just get unlucky with the loot. Alright, so we're getting our butts out here now. So at this point, we're pretty much just going to leave. Unfortunately, this has not been a very lucrative raid for me. Which sucks. I would have at least liked to get 1 gun. Now, this evac we're heading for is the road to customs. It is a dangerous one to potentially leave from. Other PMCs, the main characters, will also be leaving this direction as well. This is another thing. Certain times of the day, the lighting will just entirely change. Now I can't see anything. Great thing is though, no one has night vision. So they're not going to be able to see me. And I'm not going to be able to see them. We're probably just going to run right past each other. And like I say, for your first raid, you probably want to do it at daytime. But the worst thing about having the scav is he does have a 25-minute cooldown. That's another reason to get the reputation with the scavs up. Is your cooldown will go down the higher reputation gets as well. And you can do upgrades in your hideout too. Alright, so we're just gonna... Oh, I seen something very human-like over there. Like, there was a very distinct body shape. But I don't know. So there is another loot cache right about here. Just as we come around here. I think it's almost here, but it's going to be impossible to see. Let me just see if it is. I think it's about here. But this is going to be literally impossible. And we're really just being dumb. I am literally being dumb just even having a look for it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find it. It's too dark. But we're just going to get the heck out of here right now. There's also a lot of stuff in this game that does look like dudes at this time of night. Alright, we're just going to go prone right here. And we're going to leave. So there we go. First ever raid of a brand new wipe. It has gone... Hopefully, I'm waiting for this countdown. There we go. So we have got out alive. That was our first raid. It did not go great because we didn't really get out of here with anything good. So we literally got a terrible gun, but that did only take us 8 minutes. So we got some stuff, and that's better than nothing. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this stuff over, and we're then going to simply be using a lot of this stuff on my PMC. Right, you can also now do this. This is a brand new button. So if I had stuff on the scav here that I couldn't get into my inventory, I could just sell it all, which is handy. And then it says, you know, would have said obviously you got some money for that, but wow, scav just shouting at me there. Right, and that puts us back in the main menu. So we're gonna go back in. Now, what I am gonna do is I'm gonna reorganize this, right? So I'll see you guys in a flash. And here we are, guys. So I've now organized my inventory. So quick thing for just how I'm doing it. I've got a space at the top. This is where I put all the stuff that I loot with a scav. I can put it all here and arrange it very easily. I've then used these rigs, which you'll notice are bigger on the inside. This is a thing, if you've got the standard edition in the game, or any edition, you want to get stuff that's bigger on the inside, like the freaking TARDIS out of Doctor Who. So you can see this takes up a 4x3, but it actually has 4x4, so it's larger on the inside. Of course, great when you have a limited stash size. Another thing you can do is you can pull off things like, let's say, the magazine here off this gun. And we can also pull off the handguard too. And you'll notice it shrinks. And if we put these two bits here, we just gain 2 slots for free. Now, I will be warning you, don't pull off the front sight. So you might think, oh, this front sight, I don't need that because, you know, I might get like an ACOG or a holographic, and I'll just pull that off and sell that. Who needs it? So this is actually part of the gun. It is the front sight, but it also has the gas block. You can get a lower profile glass block in the future, but this is needed for the gun to actually work. So be wary of that, because the first time I played this, I thought I don't need those bits. And you also need the room to put the stuff back on. You can see just by moving it, it's not going to fit anymore. So you can pull that over, slap these back on. And I'll keep them fully assembled right now because we right now have plenty of space. I'm also going to be focusing, because I have a standard edition again, I'm going to focus on certain types of weapons. So I'm going to probably get rid of these SMGs eventually, either by dying or I might just sell them. And right now we're just going to run with the Scav's gun. It's a 10 mag, you know, 5x45 by 39. It's not a good weapon. It's also partly damaged. We are going to repair this though, because I had a good comment that told me that if your weapon is lower durability, it won't shoot straight sometimes. So it is good to actually repair stuff. And yeah, so I'm using the rig we got from the scav along with his magazines. I'm bringing water. I'm bringing this, which is a kind of heal. I call it cheese because it looks like cheese. I've brought 1 grenade with me. I've also got the bag that I got with the scav too. And in my pouch, I've got some food and the medical stuff that I might need. And then we don't have much. Thankfully, because this rig is body armor too, I've actually gone and sold all the body armor I actually got in here. Is gone. None of it anymore. So I'm not wearing any body armor here, but this does count as body armor too. However, you'll notice no helmet, which is not good. That means we're probably going to die quickly. Let's go over traders now. So this is something you need to know before your first PMC run. So we want to go in, and first thing we want to do is go to tasks, and we want to go to every single one of these traders. So we want to accept, and we just want to go through and accept every single thing that we can accept from these guys, which apparently isn't much right now. So yeah, that's it. So we can go to our card, we can go to tasks, and we can see we've got this one, which is eliminate scavs and get this shotgun. And we've also got shortage, where we need to get this. We need to find this stuff as found in raid. We also need to get these kits as well. So if I go back to my character, you see this has a little white symbol down here, which says found in raid. That's because we got it in the scav raid and we brought it out with us. If we do a PMC raid and take something out, it also comes in with this little thing. But if we go into this raid and we die, and we got this, say, back on insurance, we would actually lose that. So you're going to watch out for that. You'll also notice that it's gold here, which is kind of annoying, because if you find an item in-game and the little picture has a gold icon, it's part of your quest. Pick it up and make sure you get it out. Maybe even if you have enough room, put it in your secure container if it'll fit there. But when you open it up, it'll always have a gold one, so you can get kind of confused with it. But anyway, yeah. So I've mostly organized this. Also, this backpack here, You can put backpacks in backpacks. Some backpacks you can't, but you can see that I've gone ahead and I've put like backpacks in there, and I can go ahead and I could store my food in there or something like that. So that's just a way of keeping stuff stored. And then I've also put like my pistols in here, my mags in here, so that hopefully it's all somewhat organized. This will fill up quickly. So the first thing I'm actually looking to get, that's going to be my main target right now, is this box here. Lucky Scav Junk Box. You'll see it is a 4x4, but if we inspect it, it actually has 196 slots inside, so it is huge inside, but it only takes items. So that's stuff like this. These like tools, or these matches, or these fleeces, or the fuel containers, stuff like that we can put in it. But of course that means by having such a bigger thing, we can get it very easily. But this is going to set us back, what, $1 million? And we've got $500,000 in the bank right now, so we need to go get a lot of money. We can also press mouse button on this stuff and we can identify that, so we'll do that. This is also where you want to come to get, say, water. Quite easy to get water here, but it's worse to get food. You can see you can barter stuff, so you can trade items. This is all stuff you can get other tutorials for, because I won't go too in-depth on that in this video. And yeah, we'll also get a quest at some point to unlock this guy, and we might do that in this video too, but we will see. Oh yeah, we got messages, so the traders start talking to you. You can, of course, read their messages. But yeah, I think that's all the tasks we can get right now. And if I wanted to, we could get ourselves a helmet. This would cost us 22 grand. We could buy that right now, and at least we'd have some head protection. But we're gonna risk it. We're gonna go in with our scav looted PMC, and we're gonna do shoreline. And this time we are gonna go in during the day. Ooh, 6:30 in the morning might be bright enough, and a little bit quieter. Ooh, I'm tempted. It might still be really dark though. I'm gonna go. Let's play it safe. We'll go when it's nice and bright. So yeah, we're doing a PMC run now. This is when it gets risky because you can lose your stuff. Obviously with this guy, I'm not too worried. He's mainly wearing scav gear. I've got my medical supplies in my pouch, so if we die, it's not a big issue. But if we run into trouble with this gun with its tiny 10-round mag, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble, but we'll see how it goes. I've also got food and drink. The reason to bring that along is that you can stay in the raid longer. A lot of people will be in and out of a raid in 10 minutes. Whereas if you want to avoid most people, you can spend less time in there. And the other thing is, remember that the PMCs spawn immediately in a raid, with the scavs coming in about 10 minutes or so later. And that means, of course, that if you want to have less trouble, you want to probably be out before those scavs show up. But also, if you have some decent gear, you can kill those scavs a lot easier than you can kill other PMC players. But this is the start from wipe, so we'll see how this all goes. Everyone should have pretty bad gear right now. And also, to make sure I'm clear, the scav I'm talking about are the players. So the scav AI, they will spawn immediately as soon as the raid begins, and as the raid goes on and gets closer to the end, more scavs will actually spawn. So you may go clear an entire area, but there may be scavs there later on as well. Oh, here we go. We're popping in. So here comes the tips for your first PMC runs. And it's pretty simple. Run and hide in a bush immediately. Alright, we spawned here. So we're just going to quickly try and find ourselves a spot. Oh, I'm running too far. This will do fine, this will do fine. So the reason for this is the good players know exactly where every single spawn point is. They will quickly run to spots to watch for the usual kind of positions that people are running from. So you just want to lay down in a bush and wait. I usually wait till the 40-minute mark, then I move out. And we're just going to chill. We're not going to do anything. And this is how you should play. Like I say, this is not a first-person shooter to begin with when you get it. This is a resource management and risk management game. So you want to manage the risk until you learn the game, then you can turn it into an FPS. So we'll have a look at the gun, make sure everything's good. Let's see, we check the mags. These are all buttons you'd probably put on the mouse and stuff like that. Because of course there's no HUD element showing you how much rounds you've got in your gun. So you can do stuff like that. Check rate of fire. I think this is probably a single shot only. No, this does have full auto. Okay. A lot of the crappy like AK stuff only has single shot. And everything you do makes noise. I think the only thing that doesn't is surprisingly aiming down sights. makes noise for you, but for other people it doesn't, which is interesting. And we'll just check our inventory, see what's in it. So I've got some water, got a grenade, got this for healing up. We got bandages, these will stop, this will stop light bleeds, this will stop a heavy bleed. This will fix a blacked out leg that will stop you running. This will give me some energy. And I just accidentally ate it because they've changed it so that you can just double click the stuff to use things now. Oh well, that'll be fine. We're not even full on food, so that wasn't like a waste actually. No problem. And you can see all the gear and stuff we have. And yeah, we've got map here. You would think there would be a map at least giving you some extract locations, but no. So you do need to use third-party stuff to figure out where to go. Now, what's good right now is I haven't heard any gunfire, which may mean that there's no one around me, or there's maybe just one person, or stuff like that. So this is good for this moment in time. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this. This is a new wipe, like I said, we're at start of a wipe, so everyone has no gear right now. I'm going to stick to my, like I say, my kind of tactic here of waiting until the 40-minute mark. I don't want to head in before that, just in case there is someone simply out there watching and camping. We're just going to give them enough time to hopefully not care about us. And the reason I'm also risking my PMC here and we're heading out with him rather than just doing our scav run is the scav's going a 25-minute cooldown, and your PMC is the only one who can actually gain levels and XP. So you do want to play with them if possible. Oh yeah, before we move, we better check our evac. So we have the choice of Path to Lighthouse, which is right here. That is awesome, and I think it's always available. And we've got Road to Customs. That's where our scav left from last time. So the good thing here is I'm going to try and take a couple of pot shots at the sniper up ahead where we were with a scav and try and kill a scav sniper there. Then we'll probably backtrack and actually leave via this evac instead of going too far and too deep. Because we just want to have a successful raid here. We don't want to be going crazy. You know, if we find like a good weapon or something like that, we're going to just hightail it out of this map. Alright. I'm leaving like 40 seconds early, but we're going. Watch me get shot as soon as I move out. Now the first possible camp spot that someone might be sitting watching is this overturned truck that's just down here. And there 100% could be a dude just sitting in the bushes directly above it, waiting for us to come by. You'll also notice that the sound of me moving is way louder than it was with the scav. That's because I've got this headset on, which is changing the audio profile. Makes different things louder. Alright, so we've got a bush right there. We got no kind of... I'm just looking for any, you know, a weapon popping out of the bush or something like that. I'm also going to have a quick look here because the item boxes now sometimes don't spawn like we've seen with the scav. So this box is here. Okay. This could give us a weapon right off the bat. So we got some glasses, we can throw them on. Oh my god, I'm happy. Okay, we got an SKS. I need that for later. We could leave right now because this is honestly not too bad a haul for our first ever run. But if we leave, we don't get any XP because we're doing it too quick. So I am going to stick around. We're going to see if we can get a scav kill up here. Because there's a couple of loot containers that way we're heading. Oh, you know what? We can also check and see if that gun has ammo in it. Because honestly, it's probably going to be a better gun. It's got 10 rounds. Oh, and we've now heard our first gunfire. Thankfully, though, sounded quite far away. So yeah, what I'm heading towards right now is a scav location. You can see this gun has no sights on it, so it even doesn't even have iron sights, whereas this at least has iron sights. We can be precise. That sounded very much in that direction. I would assume that actually is the scav area we were at with the, you know, the kind of bunker and bridge that we crossed with the scav in the last raid. I would assume that's exactly where that gunfire came from. So I don't think we'll go that far. So what we're looking for here is that rock. And right now, this is good. The sunlight is really making everything nice and visible here. This is really nice. This is the bonus of not running at middle of the goddamn night. Okay, so I don't see anyone yet. But the scavs can really blend in sometimes. I'm going to slow down because the scavs will react, even the scav AI will react to audio. So we're gonna sneak up, we're gonna check. I think it looks like both these boxes are not here. Don't know, that second box might be it. Go take a look. If I hear Russian, it means there's a scav nearby. Yeah, here we go, okay. So I'm just gonna grab whatever we've got here. Oh, a pistol as well. Okay. Alright. We're gonna move. So this is very good. I'm quite happy that we've got some loot. So I'm just going to bug out of here. And I'm not going to evac yet because that would be an early extract. But what we can do is we'll set up a little camp spot for the second. So this can be potentially where people might come evacing. They might run along this wall. And honestly, if they do, we might just take a couple of pot shots at them. Take a quick look at this stuff. So this is great. I want to get an SKS, and I was going to buy that mag anyway, so I'm really happy with that. We've also got a frag on me. That could be useful. We may want to check this pistol quickly. Okay, it's a full mag. That's brilliant. Okay, this is good. This is right now, it's feeling pretty good. Okay. I gotta stop moving because I'm making noise. We're gonna chill. Getting nervous. First ever new wipe I've ever played. So we're just gonna relax for a little bit, and then we're gonna leave. I think I'm gonna give myself a full 5 minutes here. I'm gonna take us down to 30. So if nothing happens, this video will just cut straight to the next 5 minutes, and then we'll run and leaving. Alright, we're hitting the 32 minutes mark. I'm gonna get my ass out of here. One thing about the PMC is we don't want to be wasting time. We do want to be getting in, getting XP, getting out. This will not be a high XP run, but it's our first raid this wipe. I want it to be hopefully successful. Bring home a couple of bits of loot. And I think we do have now a better kind of weapon for me to use as well. So I'm quite happy if we get it out. And we're just going to go lie down this bush and we'll get evac. And I think this extraction's always open for PMCs, so nice and simple. And that was a little bit longer, 12-minute run, and we survived. So that was with the XP, it wasn't considered an early exit, which is perfect. And look at that. Ooh, halfway to 2. I'll take that. And I think our gun that we picked up does take pistol mags. So we've got a bunch of them from our just default stash. That's great. So we'll go back to our character. And that means that this gun I is going to get rid of. So we're going to get rid of it. We're going to take the mags here. And PS ammo, we'll keep that. Oh yeah, I want to keep the SKS mag. I'm going to have to get all this sorted out a bit more with nice bags and stuff. But we'll get there eventually. Now, we could do down here with some food. Because I did accidentally eat that food. You can also see my food in my water is lower after that raid as well. You know what? I'm going to use this stuff. That just fills up one slot. That'll be perfect. And then we want to sell to the traders. You'll notice there is levels to the traders. So this guy's current attitude towards us is level 1. To get to the level 2, we need to be level 15. We need to have whatever the heck this is. And we need to have spent this much money. However, this is not actually spent. We just sell stuff. So let's say we sell this gun to him. You'll notice that this here is 12k. We sell. It's now 23k. But you also want to share this out. So to begin with, I wasn't selling stuff to skier or mechanic much. And I wasn't getting their money up. So that when I leveled up, I would get there. Now, actually, I want to check the ammo in these mags, because this I might actually keep. I think I will keep this for the moment. I don't think I'm going to need it. I think we'll get loads of it, kind of a default ammo you can get. But I'm going to keep it just in case. So yeah, we'll sell these magazines. Oh, okay, I've got a sell tab. You can control click to have stuff go over quickly. And we'll sell that. And you'll see this is going to go up in value. And there we go. So yeah, this is, and this, like I say, very decent gun to start out with. It's just has pistol rounds. It's not like a killer of a weapon, but it's not bad. And if we go to, I think probably Peacekeeper, let's see. We're looking for this, something kind of basic that'll obviously fit on this gun. That will not. What do we want now? Let's see. This guy mostly has Russian stuff, so I don't think anything's gonna fit. What's Mechanic got? He doesn't really have any sights. As you level up as well, your traders, you get more options. Yeah, again, this guy doesn't have any. That's the one thing problem with this gun. It doesn't have iron sights, so we really do want an actual sight for it. Fence is interesting because he actually sells stuff that players have sold to him. All this stuff here have been sold to him by players. So there could be someone like selling a nice sight in here. It's quite possible. But unfortunately, that does not appear to be the case. So yeah, I don't think we're going to have an easy sight to put on this gun, which is a pity. Which makes it a lot less useful right now. A lot less. Yeah, not brilliant. So maybe I was a bit too quick in selling my thingy, but I'm planning to do another scav run anyway. You can see here we got all kinds of different iron sights too, and who knows, maybe something like that will work. You've got a night vision scope there you can get, but of course you gotta trade stuff for this. But yeah, going back to the character, let's unload this. We'll get this mag fully fired up. This is a very nice mag to get, a big stick, because big magazine, 33 rounds, means I won't even bother taking any spares. Oh yeah, so we're going to sell this stuff. We don't need that. So traders again, we'll sell this to the Ragman. He takes a lot of clothes. So that's gone. Yeah, pretty simple, but we're doing all right. So we're going to do another scav run. You can see our cooldown is off, so we can go in and do a scav run. And he's got something on his gun. That may be a torch. If it is, that'll be awesome for our 2100 hour raid. All right, we are in. We have a flashlight. Okay, perfect. Okay, where the heck are we then? So we need to figure out again where we are. That's like a swamp village, I think, up here. So we're kind of just south of where we were the first time. So this can be very dangerous as a scav. I may not survive this one. What I'm going to do is head north, and that'll mean that we're cutting up right past the PMC evac we used last time. This will be dangerous. We're also making a lot of noise running along here. Oh, my scav has a lot more stamina this time. That's good. There could easily be a bunch of PMCs here. The other thing is that the other scav players we run into technically should be friendly, but they may shoot us and kill us. Or they may just decide to shoot us in the leg and troll us, stuff like that. But right now we're okay. Plan is to completely avoid PMCs, but we're going to be going right towards potential PMC locations right now. We're 27 minutes left on this raid, so there's a good chance that a lot of different PMCs will be making their evacs right now. And they could be running straight towards this exact evac that we're heading to. I'm also going to hit the loop. Oh, and that's some major lag. Oh, this is some major lag. We got 5% packet loss right now. Oh, I've just noticed. This is something you actually should do every time you load into a scav. Let's go prone here. So I can see up at my top of my screen there that this weapon has a gold tab next to it. So it is a quest item. We actually want to get this bad boy back if possible. And another thing I haven't checked is evac. Still. Good. Closest one is Northwest Passage. That is brilliant. Close. Not super close, but it's close. Yeah, so getting out with this quest item right now would be very smart. And with the flashlight too. So the server has just disconnected us. This is the start of a new wipe. There's probably tons of players jumping on. But yeah, the server has just gone. It'll either give us, maybe let us evac automatically, Or we might have to try and reconnect, or it might be that we just lost everything. We'll see. Yeah, your character is still in the raid, so we need to go back in. Oi. Of course, by the time we get back in, we may be dead. We weren't in the riskiest area there, but certainly wasn't great, and we may also not get back in, so we just have to have fingers crossed here. Okay, that's good. We're still alive. Right, fingers crossed that we don't just suddenly start losing connection. Alright, so this is now entering the really high danger area. The good thing is it's getting darker. Visibility is getting far, far worse. And again, start the raid, no one's going to be running night vision. And when they are running night vision, they are going to be mostly just getting a loot and getting out. Alright, so again, because we know that the loot containers are now random, we're just going to see if it's here first before we run towards it. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it shining. So we're just going to run up to it. Okay, quickly search. Sometimes the search button really doesn't come up. Ooh. Ooh. I think this is bigger than our current bag. Is it? Was it a 4x3? Yeah, so I can also just press delete. We hover over it. Each other. It is blue though, so it's not great. I'm going to put these in the single slots. Okay, good. Let's get out of here. Now the great thing about being a scav is other scavs like you, as long as your reputation doesn't go low, which only happens from killing other scavs. So we're just going to walk over to here. And there might be some friendly scavs by the loot containers at this big rock. Alright. Try to be vigilant, but who knows how vigilant we can really be at this time of day. And although I do have a flashlight, I don't want to switch it on. Oh boy. This may take a while. This may take us. What did we get? Like 200 meters? I've got to get maybe 600 more meters to get out of this map. Alright, let's see how far we can go. Now I'm pretty sure this is due to the fact that we are starting at the start of a wipe. Everyone's going to be hitting the servers like crazy. So the hope here is that we can just simply get out. There's 20 minutes left on this raid. Okay, so we've got no crate here, but we do have a crate here. Okay. Weapon? Ooh, okay, no magazine in it, but... Oh, I hear Russian, so we do have a friendly nearby. That's handy. You can give them commands now, which is cool, so we could actually have that dude follow us, but... We're not going to jump into that yet. Alright, even if I do see someone run into the trees, I'm not going to light them up with my flashlight, because if it's a scav, they're going to probably turn around and just start shooting at me because they'll think I'm a PMC. And this will be the last raid of the tutorial, I think. I think this is going to show a decent idea of what you can do to mitigate the risks, because this is a risk management game and a resource management game to begin with. Then after that, what you can do. Now this is a good location, right? So that rock there can have a sniper, a scav sniper on it. And that is actually a scav right there. I'm not going to put the light on him because I don't want to give him a position. But he just disappeared off into the distance, so... He may be an AI, he may be a real player. Okay, no loot here. Yeah, so we're just going to keep moving. So, fingers crossed the server's been okay now for like a couple of minutes. I'm going to keep going. We've got 18 minutes left. Now, this comes down to risk management. What am I going to do now? Because I have basically 2 locations I could loot right now. One right next to the evac, we just get our butts out. Or we could hit the building nearby, which has potentially 2 decent sized crates in it. I think we'll just go hit this crate, this hidden stash. And then if that has a load of stuff in it, we'll just leave. If it doesn't, we might go and check the building and see, because we can maybe get like a good weapon. Yeah, so that's the one. Yeah, okay. Flipping, yeah, okay. We're definitely, we're definitely getting this loot in this thingy and getting the heck out. Okay, while we wait here. So this channel is like my 3rd YouTube channel, and it'll definitely have lower quality content, much more like less editing, long form videos. So I do hope to kind of document how my entire first ever wipe goes from start to finish. So my hope is to kind of have like quick edits of the fails, and then long videos of like successful raids, and they'll will not be short videos. They'll be long as hell probably. And I'll cut out most of the stuff where nothing's happening, but the decision making and stuff like that will stay in. And the hope is it'll just be kind of an interesting thing for me to look back at. It's not really there to make a lot of views or anything. So if you want, you can stick around and see how I do the quests and try to progress the character and unlock everything. Because my hope is I'll play this intensely for like the first month. I think that's when the Tarkov is at its best, from what I hear. And then after that, I'll probably chill a bit more. And I'll definitely be raiding with friends as well. Right, so that's the thingy. That means the thingy is here. Perfect. Grab it. Ba, ba, ba. Give me something good, because I'm leaving. Oh, I love a full box. Oh god, that was a backpack. Chuck that in there. Okay, let's go. Ba-doop-ba-doo. So we're now going to leave. Right, so what we need now, this one is one of my favorite evacs. It is North Fence Passage, and it's where the wall meets the cliff. So that's all kind of like a rocky cliff there. And then that's the wall there, and it's just here. And a car just like totally backfired into my house. That scared the crap out of me. Alright, so we're just going to prone. You can't go prone on bushes, which is annoying. You got to get out of them, then you can get back into a bush. There we go. Anyway, we're done.